I've done workshops for people with chronic illness. And I think talking to people about pain so much just helps me to kind of define the ways that we think about health and healing so that I can provide those solutions in a way that people can understand. Most African cosmologies don't necessarily distinguish spirit from other parts of life, so anything that's ailing us physically is either affected by and/or affects our spirit. That's part of what I'm interested in with Antidote, is finding that common ground, a language of spirit that works for people beyond denomination or affiliation, beyond kind of our somewhat dismissive patterns of talking about emotional health and spiritual health. I was on a lot of medication in high school and stopped most of it by the time I graduated college, and so was really seeking other ways to feel better, not feel caught up in my pain or defined by it. In the work that I'm doing in public health or in sociology, I'm asking people a lot of personal questions and getting a lot of information about the ways that they're sick. And my goal with Antidote is a more direct way to have something to offer people for their pain or for their psychological discomfort. The idea being there's a connection anyway. Even if the emotional distress is a result of the physical pain, it's still a part of the experience in a way that has to be addressed, which is something I had to learn kind of the hard way, because I was like, I'm just gonna numb the pain and then I'll feel less depressed and alone, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work unless you're dealing with everything as it arises, which is hard, but it feels much better. So I definitely just want to spread that information and create things with a high ethical standard and that work for people's pain. And I feel that way about all of it. I feel that way about medical knowledge. I feel that way about social knowledge. Like everything I learn about power, medicine, I want to share with people. And I think this is just one of the most accessible things for people to kind of start thinking about our health in new ways, to think about prioritizing joy and think about prioritizing love in all of our choices and interactions. Every element that I created a set for is something I prioritize. It's all part of a big project. You know, I'm going to be pushing for equality in terms of health and access, but also for self-advocacy among affected folks and for strategies for doing it ourselves, you know, with what's available to us.